Now let's start in Sudan. After the loss of 75% of its oil revenues, that country's economy shrunk by about 10% in 2012. Things, however, are looking up. The World Bank has projected its economy will grow by about 2.9% this year. But with most of its oil revenue gone and the hard currency, of course, that came along with it, Sudan's economy today is in a very different place. Money that used to finance wheat imports of over 1 million tons a year now has to be replaced, and the country aims to become self-sufficient in the near future.
These giant sprinklers are just one indicator of intent in Sudan's efforts to grow enough food to feed itself by the year 2015. They are owned by Dal Agriculture Services, a subsidiary of the country's Dal Group. Here, wheat, maize, potatoes and other crops are grown for domestic consumption and export. To that end, nothing goes to waste here.
The direction, as I said, is food security for Sudan and the coming generation. At the same time, to provide fodder for animals to help improve milk supply. Thirdly, the issue of hard currency, which we can save from this land and water if utilized properly.
With proximity to the River Nile and access to arable land, Sudan has the basic assets necessary to boost exports of soft commodities like wheat, fruit, oilseeds and gum arabic. If the goal of domestic self-sufficiency is to be attained, however, small-scale farmers are a vital part of the equation. With 2,000 head of cattle, Dal is Sudan's leading milk producer. It aims to eventually have a herd of 10,000 dairy animals, producing up to 1,000 million liters of milk annually. The same expertise deployed in its operations, from breeding to feed, is then shared with some of the small-scale farmers around, like Adam Ali.
The dairy cow produces between 32 to 34 pounds of milk dairy. This was not the case in the past, as the average amount was between 12 to 14 pounds from morning up to afternoon. But now, thanks to God, the milk is considerably increasing and the fodder production became better.
The split with South Sudan has been painful for its former foe to the north. Its economy contracted by over 10% in the year 2012, and conflict in South Sudan continues to threaten what money there is to be made from the flow of oil to the markets. In the long run, though, Sudan aims to diversify its economic base away from oil. If the triple-digit gains in output farmers like Ali are seeing are anything to go by, then there's still plenty of upside potential left. Peter Kaba, CCTV.
Let's get you some real-time feedback on Sudan's agricultural sector and that of Africa as a whole. Professor Ahmed Ali is a former agriculture minister in Sudan. He joins us now live from the Ethiopian capital of Addis Ababa. Professor, thank you for your time this evening. From your perspective, what is it that limits the output of African agriculture from increasing exponentially over the last decade?
That's clear. I cannot get the question.
Right, let me ask the question again, Professor Ali. What has been limiting the revival of agricultural output across Africa? All right, then it seems you're having problems connecting there to Professor Ahmed Ali. He's the former agriculture minister of Sudan. We'll certainly try and get him later on in subsequent bulletins. Quick run through the markets now for you. That volatility we've seen in emerging market currencies has now spread right across to South Africa. The All-Share Index in Nigeria starting the day lower by about 2/3, give or take. The All-Share Index in South Africa, however, taking an absolute beating, down by about 1/3, and we're seeing much more losses coming through from the volatility, not only in the rand, but the fact that foreign buyers are yanking their money from the equity markets over there. The 20-share index in the Kenyan capital, Nairobi, down by about 1/4. Earnings season is just a matter of days away. Rear-view Pingo results coming through today, and the EGX30 providing only green numbers on the board, up by 1.38%.